Hello everyone, Colby here, and welcome back to episode 4 of the Visual Basic Programming Tutorials. In the last episode we took a look at using a text box, and anything we typed in that, when we pressed a button, it would get copied over to a label. And following up from that, today I wanted to introduce something which is probably one of the biggest things that you will have to use in any programming language, and that is variables. Today will be very basic variables, just looking at the different types and different uses for those variables. So you can see that I've already created a new form, so you probably want to go ahead and do that. And basically what we want is a text box, well actually two text boxes, because we are going to be looking at a few different things. So this one you're going to want to label name txt math, and this one txt word. On top of that you'll probably want two labels, so just copy and paste, and you will also want two buttons. So if you just go ahead and copy and paste that as well. So now we have our form set up. You can go ahead and shorten it to whatever you like. I'm just going to quickly name this. So I'm just going to name it all the same pretty much, but just with the different tags that I use. So what we are going to be doing is taking a look at the string and also the integer. So these are the two, I would say, main sort of two main variables you will be using when it comes to Visual Basic. And basically they allow you to store a certain data as memory, temporary memory, so that whenever you stop running it, it will go, but useful nonetheless. So if we go ahead and first of all click on button 1, why not? And first of all, actually I'm just going to name this confirm, text, put the text as confirm, and this one also is confirm. Okay, so if we click on button 1 and we'll double click to generate our first stub. So the way you write a variable in Visual Basic is very important, and where you put it depends on what it can be used for. So what you want to do is, if you want this variable to be used by the whole of this particular program, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it up here. So the first thing you do to declare a variable, you want to type dim, and then either you want integer or string. A string can store pretty much any number, any text, any amount of characters and things like that, whereas an integer can only hold a whole number. So if we want dim integer as, and then we want to give it a name, so, or rather other way around, so let's call this one, let's call it, say, math, dim math as integer, and then we want dim word as string. So when we have these two variables declared, we now want to assign them. So in order to assign them, okay, we basically need to give them sort of a place where they hold, some data that they hold, okay? So what we want to do is we want to say that the text in here is equal, or this variable is equal to the text in here, okay? So what we need to do is we need to go to this method stub here that we've just generated, and we want to type t or math equals txt math.text. And basically what we are saying is that this variable here equals the number we put in here, and it has to be a whole number, otherwise we will generate an error. Then we want to say, okay, that now we have this holds our data, okay? I can't stress that enough. So what we can do now is, instead of writing this out again so that we put the label text equals this, we can simply say that the label.text equals math, because this math now is the data that is entered in here. So if we do label math.text equals math, you will find that whatever we put in here, whatever whole number we put in here, when we click the math button, which is this label, this one here, will equal basically the number in this text box. So this is much easier than having to write out the whole of something like this again. So it's incredibly easy to assign them, and also you can assign it multiple times. So now we want to do the same with the word. So if we go on here to generate another method stub, we will then again type it, but just using the word side of things. So once we have this, one thing to note, however, is that this can actually hold a number as well as text, while this can only hold a number, otherwise we will generate an error. So if we go and run and we type in hello, we should find that it will equal hello. However, if we type in a number, it will still equal that number. So if we type in 1 here, it will equal 1. However, if we type in hello, we will get an error, because of the fact that we have not used a whole number, because integers can only hold whole numbers. So that is basically an introduction to variables. Now we can use variables often, and there are many types of variables. So I'll go ahead and write a few out. So we have decimal, not actually decimal, so I'm just going to name it decimal, but you have two. You have float, which can hold a large decimal, and single. Oh, I believe decimal actually works as well. Yes, it does, but it's normally single. So we've got dim, rather, see, so we've got this as a decimal number. You can also then have a date. Not only that, but you can also have a Boolean. Now a Boolean is a true or false, or 0 or 1, or yes or no. It is not something like male or female. That is very important to note, okay? It will hold yes, no, 0, 1, or true or false. So say we have yn, so yeah, stand for yes or no, as a Boolean. This is another one you will come across as well a lot. So these are general variables that you will use when using this, using Visual Basic. So let's just make a note of the different variables. So let's go over this again once more. What we have done is we have declared a variable, an integer variable, to hold a whole number. Then we have assigned it to here down there, so that it's now assigned to the text box's text. Now what we've done is said that this label's text equals that assigned variable, so that whatever's in that text box is now in that label. Down here we've assigned a string to here, and then we have done the same. So there is tutorial number 4. It just went over basics of variables. If you have any questions or queries, please don't hesitate to ask. If you like this video, please like. If you did like, please subscribe, and that will help us out a lot. From all of us here at Dragon Blogger, bye.